New tonight at 11, the 8 News Now investigators on a man who police say has beaten his girlfriend several times, even while she was pregnant.
Actually, it took a third arrest for this defendant to serve any real jail time. Kyle Payne is here, and we should warn viewers that this report is disturbing. Kyle?
It's an uncomfortable topic for sure, Denise. This defendant's third domestic violence case was dismissed just a couple days after he was arrested. But since last year, 2 other arrests where he's accused of beating the same woman, his girlfriend.
In this case, he's going to probably kill her at some point.
He is 23-year-old Bayron Marshall, whose criminal history began in August 2 years ago when he was arrested on 3 counts of domestic violence, including strangulation and use of a deadly weapon. That case was later dismissed.
Bayron Marshall.
Fast forward to a third arrest in May in North Las Vegas, where he faced charges for domestic violence against the same woman, the mother of his children, of whom he has full custody.
Pursuant to statute, this case will also be dismissed.
But that case was also dismissed almost as soon as he was arrested, because prosecutors told the 8 News Now investigators the victim did not appear in court, and they had no choice.
Sometimes victims need to be protected, and they're unwilling to protect themselves.
A police report from May 30th says Marshall got angry with the victim and slapped her across the face with an open hand. Later that day, he closed his fist and punched her 5 times in the head, yanked her out of the car onto the asphalt, punched her in the stomach, and scratched her. The report says the woman, the mother of his children, was 5 months pregnant, and Marshall is the father.
We already have 4 documented cases of domestic violence against her, and it doesn't appear to be stopping. Even being on probation isn't stopping him.
His probation is from the second arrest, where he took a guilty plea this spring, and Clark County District Court Judge Monica Trujillo suspended his year-long sentence and gave him a stern warning to stay away from the victim.
Sir, that means directly or through text message, letter, email, through third party. You can't talk to another person to talk to her. You understand? Absolutely no contact, or that will be a basis for your violation.
He was also supposed to complete 6 months of domestic violence counseling and stay off drugs.
State of Nevada versus Bayron Marshall.
Because when he showed up back in district court for violating his probation, which happened automatically when he was arrested in North Las Vegas.
This is your last chance. You're doing 30 days flat from today.
That same judge only gave him 30 days, when she could have sent him away for that original year-long sentence just for getting arrested again, even though the judge warned him again to stay off drugs and said he hadn't completed his counseling or stayed away from the victim.
He got very lucky.
Liz Ortenberger runs the domestic violence nonprofit Safe Nest. She watched all the court hearings obtained by the 8 News Now investigators.
Mr. Marshall, the court finds that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation.
She says details in Bayron Marshall's criminal history make victims like his significantly more likely to get murdered, namely that at least one of his multiple arrests includes strangulation.
A woman who is strangled inside her domestic violence relationship is 750% more likely to be murdered on one strangulation. And most women don't call 911 till they've been strangled 5 times.
We wanted to speak with Bayron Marshall, but he declined a jailhouse interview. I also asked the DA to discuss the case and domestic violence cases in general. They did not answer us in time for tonight's report.
So, Kyle, is there anything, being done to stop things like this from happening?
Denise, the state legislature added enhancements recently, stiffening the jail time for these penalties and fines for beating a pregnant woman. But the advocate we spoke with that you just saw says the problem is systemic and involves training judges, lawyers, and working with the police.
The judge highlighted in your story, Monica Trujillo was elected 2 years ago, one of 22 new judges elected to the district court that year. You can read more on Kyle's report. See all of our 8 News Now investigators on 8newsnow.com. Thank you, Kyle.